Rockstar has slowly been revealing more and more about GTA 6, and one thing a lot of people haven't realized is just how many characters have already been confirmed. Yes, there is more than just Jason and Lucia already confirmed for GTA 6. So I figured we'd go through every single one in today's video, what we know about them and what role they might play once the game launches. First on the list for characters is Jason Duval. He is one of the two main characters in the game. So if we go to the Rockstar website, his description is Jason wants an easy life, but things just keep getting harder. Jason grew up around grifters and crooks. After a stint in the army trying to shake off his troubled teens, he found himself in the Keys doing what he knows best, working for local drug runners. Might be time to try something new. So a couple of things we know about Jason so far is troubled life, former army, lives in the Florida Keys, smuggles drugs for Brian, another character we're going to go over later on in this video. And from the description, it seems like Jason just wants to try something new, maybe move on from that life. The next playable character is Lucia Caminos. Lucia's father taught her to fight as soon as she could walk. Life has been coming at her swinging ever since. Fighting for her family landed her in the Leonida Penitentiary. Sheer luck got her out. Lucia's learned her lesson, only smart moves from here on out. So we know from trailer 1 that she's in prison. We know that she gets out, obviously. But I do wonder what it means by fighting for her life. She is also from Liberty City. More than anything, Lucia wants the good life her mom has dreamed of since their days in Liberty City. But instead of half-baked fantasies, Lucia is prepared to take matters into her own hands. This sounds like a character who's desperate. Jason also did seem like he wanted the change in life. Jason also seems like the kind of character that goes with the flow. Lucia seems like the type of character that's going to push that change to get what they want in life. Overall, both characters seem like they have had a hard life and a hard upbringing. Really drastic backgrounds. Lucia's from Liberty City, grew up fighting, fights for her family. Jason, we don't know much about a family life with him. We know that he's had a hard life growing up. He was in the army. Now he smuggles drugs in the Florida Keys. So I'm really interested to see how these two characters connect and the dynamic between them. So those were the two playable protagonists, Jason and Lucia. This third character is a side character, one of Jason's friends, Hampton. So what if everything on the internet was true? Jason's friend and a fellow associate of Brian's, Cal feels safest hanging out at home, snooping on Coast Guard comms with a few bears and some private browser tabs open. Overall, Cal seems like a very interesting character because we don't know much about him. We have the description here. He seems like a homebody a little bit. He likes to snoop on the Coast Guard comms. Rockstar didn't throw that in for no reason. The reason why they threw in he likes to snoop on Coast Guard comms is because he's definitely going to be a spotter for the drug running that Brian does. So it seems like Cal might be more of like the IT nerd in the group, similar to Lester, but I don't think he's going to be that much of a nerd. But I think when it comes to anything we need in the ocean, I think Cal's going to be the guy to call for that. The next character is Brian Heder. I know we've said his name a few times, but now we finally get a chance to look at him. Brian's a classic drug runner from the golden age of smuggling in the Keys. Still moving product through his boatyard with his third wife, Lori, Brian's been around long enough to let others do his dirty work. So Brian is basically a former drug smuggler who's never given up the business of smuggling drugs when it was popular in the 70s and the 80s, and even still today, but especially in the 70s and 80s when it comes to Miami and the Keys and all that, is probably my most favorite character from the information we have so far. Brian's definitely on the older side. It seems like he likes things done his way, and he's the shot caller for when things go down. Brian, to me, seems like a GTA main character. Obviously, he isn't, Jason and Lucia, but just the past experience he has and the activities that he's been up to. A lot of people think that Brian might be a villain. I don't think he is, personally. I'm going to make a separate video on how I think the story's going to play out in more details on each character and how I think their story will develop. But to me, Brian just seems like a dude who likes things done his way. He knows the best way to do stuff. Maybe a little bit of a laid-back retiree, similar to how Michael was. And there's no doubt that Brian is proud of everything he's done in his life when it comes to smuggling drugs. As we see on the website, I hauled so much grass in that plane, I could make the state of Leonida levitate. So Brian's been doing this for a long time, and he's proud of it, and it seems like something he's not going to stop doing until he either gets caught or dead. Next character is Raul Batista. Experience counts, confidence, charm, and cunning. Raul's a seasoned bank robber, always on the hunt for talent, ready to take the risk that brings the biggest rewards. Life is full of surprises, my friend. I think we'd all be wise to remember that. That quote sounds like such a villain quote. That sounds like something from The Dark Knight, something the Joker would say. He seems like he made his whole career off of robbing banks, similar to how Brian made his whole career off of smuggling drugs. I don't know if it's just banks. That's all we've seen so far when it comes to Raul. On the GTA 6 cover, we see him on that with a bank behind him. So the two theories really when it comes to the characters right now is Brian might be a villain that betrays us, or Raul might be the villain that betrays us. Personally, I don't think that we've met the villain yet, but I think if we have, it's definitely going to be Raul. Just from that previous quote he had, "Life is full of surprises, my friend. I think we all be wise to remember that." I don't think it gets any more obvious than that, which is why I don't think he is the villain. Rockstar would not make it that simple, but I think they want you to think that. Whether he's the villain or not, he's definitely going to be a really important character in this story. I think he's going to be the character that starts making us the real money. I do wonder if Raul and Michael might know each other, if they might be like, oh, I remember him from back in the day. He used to rob banks as well. It might be something like that, possibly. But the only information we have on Raul right now is he is a bank robber. And on the GTA 6 cover, he has the same outfit as Lance Vance. Not exact same, but very similar. The next character to look at is Bay Lux and Roxy, or Real Dimes. Bay Lux and Roxy, aka Real Dimes, have been friends since high school. Girls with the savvy to turn their time shaking down local dealers into cold hard cash via spicy rap tracks and a relentless social media presence. And then we have a little rap right here at the bottom. All my dimes in the club, meet my twin, make it a dub. These characters are really interesting to me because it just seems like they have so much going on. They're rappers, they shake down locals, they have a large social media presence. There's just a lot going on. So I'm really interested to see how they tie into this story. Dre'Quan Priest, Only Raw Records. So Dre'Quan was always more of a hustler than a gangster. Even when he was dealing on the streets to make ends meet, breaking into music was the goal. So Dre'Quan Priest is a rapper in this game. He's signed with a rap label. His description at the bottom says, now that he's signed the Real Dimes, Dre'Quan's days of booking acts into Boobie strip club might be numbered as he sets his sights on the Vice City scene. So it seems like Dre'Quan might be blowing up in the rap game, and he might be getting a little bit of an ego from the sound of this description, where it says that Dre'Quan's days might be numbered as he sets his sights on the Vice City scene. So it seems like he's trying to break more into the Vice City scene and become a bigger rapper than he is, which I do wonder if that's going to cause more problems for our next character that I'm going to introduce you to. The next character, Boobie Ike. So it seems like Dre'Quan was trying to get away from performing in Boobie Ike's nightclubs and more into the Miami scene, which I don't think Boobie Ike is going to like. It's all about the heart, the Jack of Hearts. Boobie is a local Vice City legend and acts like one. One of the few to transform his time in the streets into a legitimate empire spanning real estate, a strip club, and a recording studio. Boobie's all smiles until it's time to talk business. Boobie's all smiles when he's making money. But when someone like Dre'Quan might want to not make money for him anymore, I think that's going to be a problem in this game. I really do. I think Dre'Quan and Boobie Ike are going to be close friends, and I think that they're going to collide heads in this story. So Boobie Ike has basically turned his illegal money into legitimate money by buying real estate, a strip club, and a recording studio. So it seems like Boobie Ike is more of the business owner in the Vice City scene. And we were just talking about the money, how it's illegally washed. So right here, the description, the club money pay for the studio and the drug money pay for it all. He basically is laundering his cash through multiple businesses. Overall, Boobie Ike is a very interesting character because I just want to know how involved he is in laundering the money. I don't know if that's someone we're going to go to when we have money, or if that's someone that we can trust when we get money, or if he's going to try to scam us, or how that's going to work. But that is something I'm really interested to see. So that is all the characters on the GTA 6 website. But we also can't forget about Wyman, who was revealed last week when the pre-orders went live, when they put up some new screenshots on the website. So Wyman is a local mechanic who you can bring car parts to, and he'll basically fix the cars and tune them up to your liking. We don't know how much of a role Wyman's going to play. We do know that he was in the leaks back in 2022, I think it was. Overall, we don't know how big of a role Wyman is going to play, but he is also another confirmed character in the game. So these are all the confirmed characters that are in the game based off of Rockstar's website. This isn't anything to do with the leaks or anything like that. I know there are some other characters in the leaks that I haven't named or brought up because they aren't confirmed yet. So these are just the confirmed characters that are in GTA 6 as of now. So if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. And also let me know down below how my mic was. I got a new one for this video. So let me know how that sounds below. Thank you guys for watching.